So what's happening is by the time a child gets to be 2, they've had about 36 to 40 shots, which actually creates a problem with their immune system. So they have a study now saying that if a child grows, that child would automatically, by the time 2020 comes, that person would all have like with autism. So you would have more children being autistic than normal children at this time. So I'm gonna try to teach you how to eat. We've never been taught. And people don't understand when they eat what's going in them. So you're trying to figure out after you have a habit, I call it the habit, of eating from your parents. So a lot of people got this, they're thinking that since my parents had it, I should have it too. Like, well, diabetes running in the family, you can just displace that. Or high blood pressure running in the family, you can displace that too. It's how you're eating and what you're doing. If I've seen my parents react to certain things, then I'm going to react the same way as I get older. So your pressure will go up. Now here's something that you have to understand. A lot of times how we think is junk. So everything that goes in your head comes from your 5 senses. What I saw, what I heard, what I think. Now would you see those things from you saw them from your parents? So now as you see those things, a lot of folks don't realize that when you go take your blood pressure is covered by your sodium potassium. That's how it runs, sodium potassium. Your sodium number is it's called a systolic number. Your diastolic number is your potassium number. That runs your blood pressure. But it's another in the equation, which is how you think. So a lot of times it calls the white coat syndrome. When you get in there, you get upset. I hope it's not high. But guess who heard you? This body heard you. Yeah. So therefore, they should take it 3 or 4 times before you walk out that door, because it's going to be higher. Why? Because, now let me give you something. Let me tell you something so you can understand it. No one has high blood pressure. Let me say that again. No one has high blood pressure that someone should doctor it. Why I say that? Well, let's look at the car. If you have a car, they have gauges in the car, right? Yeah. You have your fuel gauge, you have your hot water gauge, you got your oil gauge, you got gauges. You have gauges in this body also. So when my pressure goes up, it's going up for a reason. Something's going on. I'm upset with something, something's off in the body, but never should someone put you in a blood pressure medicine that will push you down like everybody in here should have the same blood pressure. I don't think so. It's not like that. So your body's actually telling you something. What you should do is look to see what it is, instead of letting them put you on a blood pressure medicine, which will create a problem for you. Now, let me show you something. If my blood pressure is high, and they gave me a blood pressure medicine, they've actually taken out certain minerals in your body, because that's what the blood pressure medicine does. So it takes out your sodium, your potassium, and your magnesium. When things are called electrolytes. Get it? Electrolytes. Electricity. That's your electricity. So now they're taking those things out. So anytime your blood pressure is off, it's because the blood pressure medicine is also taking your blood pressure, your minerals and nutrients out of you. Which makes you going to have to, about 7 or 8 months later, you're going to have to take some more higher blood pressure medicine. Well, blood pressure medicine actually creates another problem for you. It actually makes you have congestive heart failure. Well, congestive heart failure, the best way to describe it, it just beats your heart up. So now you have a weak pump. Now then they say, well, your cholesterol's up. So now we're going to have to give you, it's called a statin drug, we're going to have to give you that medicine. That medicine actually causes you to have congestive heart failure too. So now your pump is getting weaker. So as you go along, you're going to have a weaker pump. That means you're going to have a lot of fluid, because the fluid pill is also blood pressure medicine. So now your pump is not weak, it's weak now, so it can't bring that fluid up like it should. So you're going to start having fluid retention in the legs. Because you're beating yourself up. Now, cholesterol medicine actually makes CoQ10. So you're robbing your body of CoQ10 when you lower your cholesterol. And see, cholesterol in the joint, get in the arteries, calcium gets in the arteries. And you don't want that. Sometimes people have, when you have cataract, you have AFib, your heart is piping like, calcium is in the arteries. Once it starts forming on the arteries, now you're creating another problem for yourself. You understand a little bit? So what we have done is beat ourselves up with medicine, because medicine doesn't heal you. It just lets you exist with what you have. So you exist in what you have for years and years and years, so it creates a problem for you. That's going to beat you up constantly. So you have to look at that. You have to, now, they also give you an aspirin. Aspirin is supposed to thin the blood, right? Well, there's something else that thins the blood that you're extracting from you when you take your high blood pressure medicine. That is magnesium. Magnesium is a blood thinner. So it will thin your blood. You don't have to take an aspirin. But when you take an aspirin, you actually eat up your kidneys. You understand what's going on? Now, remember that you're in a habit. You ever seen what they put in a horse's mouth? It's called a bit. Well, you're in a habit. You just, your food is dragging you all over the place. And now you've gotten comfortable with this habit. And it's hard for you to change it. You know how I say stuff. Lord have me saying a lot of stuff. Eat right, you'll be all right. Eat wrong, you won't be around too long. You understand? You have to understand what you're doing. The food in your body, every organ in your body requires certain minerals and nutrients. What we fail to do is give it to it. When the Lord made this thing, bar done, there's nothing like it. But you've never been taught how to feed it. And so what you're doing is you're draining yourself. Like if you eat a cookie. Well, all you got to do is look at that sucker and look at it and say, are you trying to help me live or die? If that train's trying to kill you, you need to put that sucker down. Because you're doing a lot of damage with yourself. Then you're drinking sodas. Sodas actually eat your blood sugar up. You wonder why blood sugar is a problem? Because if you age quicker with sugar. So you have to watch that here. I hope you got some pencils. Okay now. Now, how to get down, there's 6 things, and I put that on that sheet, that stops you from being diabetic. Most people in America are diabetic too. What does that mean? That means you walked into it yourself, with your eyes open, eating everything you wanted to eat. Well, what happens is, they've taken studies that show that if they give you cinnamon bark is from the plant. If you take cinnamon bark and take it, well, what happens is your blood sugar starts going down. But here's something else to remember. Because you can walk out of diabetes. You have insulin. It's just that your receptor sites can't receive it because you've been eating too much junk. So let's get a time scale of how you eat. You should not eat after 6 p.m. Now I know y'all in kindergarten. Okay, just letting you know. Because now you're in a habit. You're in a habit now, so you gotta break this habit. That habit been going for 30 years, 40, whatever. You understand? So you have to slowly break this habit, but you gotta break it. So now, if you eat past 6 o'clock, your body says, now, I'm trying to work here. I gotta prepare and get ready to take this food that you've eaten to heal my body at night. That's why you don't eat at night. The heaviest meal you should eat is from 12 to 2. That's it. Now, I'm gonna tell you this now. Some of y'all kind of get up in that age here. Don't think that you can eat a piece of steak. Your digestive system can't break it down. Once you get past 35, you don't break down a lot of stuff. So now that food sits there and rots, that's what we call allergy. Because you get allergies because you cannot break the food down so that food sits there and rots. You understand? Okay. Now, combining food is very important. Combining food is very important. If I'm going to eat a piece of fish, then I'm going to eat some vegetables with it. Now, I'm not talking about how us black folks like to kill it. You know how y'all kill it. Y'all cook that thing for about some grease for about 5 hours and it sure tastes good. Got a piece of fat back in there. Then you got smoked turkey. Smoked turkey is worse though because it's carcinogenic. It's cancer forming. And y'all think y'all like these barbecues as soon as that thing over there. I'm telling you something, it's carcinogenic. All that back stuff is carcinogenic, cancer forming. So let me just jump off that. Everybody's scared of cancer. You made it. Wow. You understand what you're doing? You made it. You made it for how you were eating and what you were doing to give the body what it needs. That's how you get cancer. If you go back all the way to the 1450s, you didn't find a lot of folks had cancer. But now it's heavily populated. And guess what they try to cure with? Chemo. Chemo kills the cell and the other cells. So if you're not strong enough anyway, to survive chemo is hard.
That's right.
Radiation, all of those things. Yes. I'm just giving you information.
Yes.
Lord gave you that time.
That's right.
You understand? But you have to understand what's going on. You got to open up your eyes here. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people think they caught a cold. Your body got a cold to clean you out. A cold is a cure. Do you understand what you're doing? When you get your cold, that means you got all this mucus in it because you're eating too many cooking, macaroni and cheese, rice, pasta, you going down the whole gamut. You eating all this wrong stuff and then you try, and then you sit there, hut you. I guess so, you got all that junk up in you. They trying to escape, and you trying to hold it in. And you trying to figure out what's wrong. What's wrong is what you did is wrong. You're eating the wrong food. I don't know why I got all this headache, mucus all in my chest and everything. You've been eating that macaroni and cheese don't even go together. And it's a dairy. They ain't no big fella, they ain't no friend. You just made it. That's a black folk food. Yeah. You know, I got my ribs on it. My egg green. No, you got that egg green. There's nothing that egg green can help you. In fact, down south, if you kill them in the pot, you got the pot liquor. That's what's nutrient.
I know.
But to eat the greens, they pack it out. And then you look at, and then you think about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is nothing you can do right. Then you sit up there, your stomach way out here. Then you sit up, I want to get some more of that. Why? Because your body hadn't got the nutrients it needed in the first place. So it keeps asking for some more food.
No. Yes.
Then you drinking like you eat. You don't do that because you washing down the food. You don't even have any digestive power. It's in there. Who are you? Where you going? I don't know. Can you help me out? Your body's beating you up and you don't know it. It says, shut up. Don't put this stuff in me. You say, shut up. I am. You're hurting yourselves. Every organ in your body requires certain things. Because this makes a demand, you to supply it. But you haven't been supplying like you should. Let me tell you this, arthritis. Oh, I get back hurting. Oh, Lord. Let me tell you something. You produced it. All the sugar, because sugar love bone. They say, oh, that piece of bone, let's get on that big bone. Let's get on this arm bone. Let's get on this joint bone. It's messing up. Why? Because you haven't supplied it. You haven't supplied it. Arthritis. And here's something that just remember, write this down, put it in there too. K2. Vitamin K2 is a fat soluble vitamin. You want to put it down, women, listen carefully. you want to put magnesium and calcium because they go together. You want to put K2 and D3 together. Those four should be together, and it should be an fat-soluble vitamin because it's a fat. It needs fat. So when you do that, you won't have osteoporosis or osteopenia. You understand? Now, something about D3 that you really need to know. If you want a cure for cancer, you can't say cure for cancer. We can't say it. We say, I'm going after your immune system. The medical doctors, they're usually like, well, we can use it with gamma rays, X-rays, stuff like that, chemotherapy. Anybody close to the equator, very seldom catch any cancer. I wonder why.
Sun.
The sun is your D3. The further away from the equator, people are exposed to cancer more. You must take at least 2,000 international units plus. So I would take about 6,000 international units each day with your combination I was telling you about. And now what you're doing is helping yourself get away from cancer. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because you have set the bar to bring cancer into the house. That's what you've done. You have actually said, well, come on in, open up the door, come on in. Then you wonder why this happened. It happened because you. See, nobody's trying to pay attention to you, that care less about you. Every time you look at the TV program, it's medicine, medicine. Why should I take this medicine for this? Take this medicine for that. It's a nutrient for every medicine is taken. And guess what? I have never seen an animal go on a diet. Animals don't go on a diet. Y'all do. And look at women. Women tough. What they would do, girl, I gotta lose 40 pounds. Okay. They go on this massive diet. They get there, whoa, I lost 41 pounds, let's go celebrate. And then you start putting it back on. I don't understand, but that's what it is. You're actually eating yourself up more. Let me tell you, women. Did I say women?
Yeah.
Oh. This breast cancer thing, you need to watch what they're doing. You got Chicken George and everybody's trying to eat some. So come on in and get this chicken so we can donate to the pig claw, if I call it.
Okay.
Well, how does a woman catch breast cancer? She has too much estrogen.
Oh yeah.
Now, the sad thing about that is you keep eating that chicken that has a hormone in it. Then you eat the egg that has a hormone in it, which is a problem for you. So then you're massing more more hormones in you, which is estrogen. Now here's something that you gotta remember. If your breasts are tender, it's a young one, if your breasts are tender, that's too much estrogen.
Yeah.
Because your body is not balancing with the progesterone. You understand? So as soon as you see the breast being tender, you know you had too much estrogen. If you're clotting during your menstrual, that's too much estrogen. If you have fibroids, guess what it is?
Too much estrogen.
You're smart, yeah. Okay, you understand? So now watch this. I'm gonna show you something that people don't pay attention to. How many y'all have children?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use this room. Okay, watch it. What's the date of your children's birthday? Just coming to that.
2/17, 71. October 17, 1972.
Stop for a second. What did she say? October 17, and which other 17?
2/17.
2/17. Okay, hold on. Your children.
One, I have November the 17th, 1979.
The 17th going hard on you. Okay, son, you got children?
Yes, I have two.
Okay, man, give me
One
babies.
is 12, 9, 92, and the other one is 7/29/85.
They're off. Why? Either she labored long or C-section sometime because the ninth, go ahead,
Yes,
go ahead, C-section.
yes.
You understand? How did I know that? I don't know her. How do I know that? Well, let me tell you, it's not a secret. That y'all just missed it.
All right.
I know that. Okay. A woman has a birth pattern all the time, the same time, no matter what month it is. You understand? She has this, I don't care if it's December or January, you have 5 to 6 days that you can get pregnant only. Why take a birth control pill when nobody has sex 30 days out of a month? You understand? And you putting yourself in harm's way by taking a synthetic birth control pill that has 2 synthetic hormones in it. You understand what you're doing? For example, that's why I knew about her. Why? My birthday is the 17th. My brother's the 16th. My sister's the 20th. There's a birth pattern. Now wait a minute. I have a sister between me and her that's on the 29th. What happened? Mom lost the child between me and her. It threw her cycle off and then it brought her back again. You understand? You understand? This is important because while you're taking a poison pill called a birth control pill, you actually putting yourself in harm's way. Understand? Okay, so that's it. Okay, let's see, what else I want to I'm trying to. I said that she jumped thinking. Well, because you stress a lot, you're beating up your digestive system. Because 80% of your digestive system is in your gut. So if you get stressed, you shouldn't eat. Okay? Because all the blood goes to the extremities to try to say, oh, we're going to run or fight. That's the fight or flight thing. But when you get stressed, you actually eat more sugar.
Yep.
Why? Well, because your brain needs about 25% glucose, is needing that sugar to keep your motor running. So what you have to start doing is start putting a nutrient in, and you could probably use to get it sweet. You could probably use all your berries because berries are low glycemic. They don't tilt your blood sugar up. So if you make a smoothie with those, here's what you do. I would put blueberries or any of the berries, and I would put pineapple because it eats up protein.
Okay.
And by the way, protein is around the cancer cell. So protein can be eaten up by protease, which is an enzyme. But bromelain, which is, it goes in from the pineapple, it can eat it too. But I would put those two, then I would put a green mix in. A green powder, because green powder cleans your blood. So you put that in. Then I would put a teaspoon or a half teaspoon of cinnamon. And also I would put a teaspoon of turmeric.
Yep.
And turmeric actually stops inflammation.
Yes.
So I put that together, and if you're looking at game or something like that, eat that late, and therefore it's liquid. It goes into the system, don't disturb your digestive system. But the number one thing that you have to stop diabetes is D3. Because it talks to the pancreas. And K2 actually helps you with your pancreas. So those are things that cut your blood sugar down. And what you should do is get some magnesium. And bees, women should never leave home without bees. Never. Did I say never? Never. Because anytime you get stressed, you run out the door. But that's everybody. But women, because they're emotional a lot of times, their stress levels get higher. So the bee actually calms them down, but it also helps their digestive system. Even if you have carpal tunnel because you work in certain part of it, your B6 helps that. If your adrenals are off, your B5, which is called pantothenic acid, helps that. B1 will stop you from having a heart attack. It's called a beriberi because your blood pressure medicine takes your B out of you. So you have to look at what's going on as far as your nutritional base. And you will see good results. You can probably drink a teaspoon, a tablespoon, of apple cider vinegar and water, 8 ounces of water. That gets malic acid, which actually helps you with potassium. It also helps you digest. Don't eat wheat. A lot of times when you see you have problems like your skin, eczema and stuff, wheat, watch you eat. Don't eat the wheat, and don't put milk on your cereal. Milk is a protein, and cereal is a starch. They don't even go together. You know who made up the sandwich? Some gamblers, because they didn't want to stop gambling. As in the 1700s, they just kept on stuffing it going. And meanwhile, we caught the bug. Now y'all eat sandwiches all the time. McDonald's, Chicken George, whatever. You start eating it, and they say, half of the stuff is creating a problem. They got GMOs in it. They used to be, when you go down the center aisle of the grocery store, everything's dead. Everything's dead. There's no dead living food inside the aisle. Now, on the outside, they're supposed to be living, but now they putting some color in the meat. So now it looks fresh. Over here, all your vegetables, you should start trying to eat more organic. And women, you should stay with more fish. That chicken, and that's the yard bird out there in the country, you need to leave it alone. That thing's fat, got half a hormone on one side, telling you come on so I can kill you on the other side. And don't eat the fish. Don't eat the fish that's coming from the farm. I wonder why.
Wow, because what they do.
Yeah, they got the antibiotics all because they all herded together. They kind of keep the germs out.
Okay.
Go out fishing. Turn the TV off. We got to be couch potatoes. Anytime you get a stomach of over 34 inches, here come blood sugar. Even if you're thin and got 33% fat, you're in trouble. You understand? Because you're actually bringing in the body some wrong stuff. You're beating yourself up. If you have floaters, those little things go across your eyes.
Yes.
Well, if they going across your eyes because your liver is pulling your A out of your eye. So what you should do is eat the ABC. You go an apple, beet, and a carrot. And what if you blend that up and eat that or juice it, you'll start seeing the floaters go away because you're actually helping the liver out. And the liver won't keep pulling that from you. You understand? Okay, what else? On the back of this sheet, it tells you about some digestive time. How these foods digest in your system. Now, vegetables, why do you put vegetables with a protein? It's because vegetables have an enzyme. They have their own enzyme until you kill it. Then if you kill it, then it doesn't have that power. It could break up that food for you. So that's why you have to watch how you're cooking your food. Microwave a meat is all right. But anything with a green in there is terrible because it's too hot. At 130 degrees, you lose the enzyme. At 130 degrees. At 170 degrees, you lose the vitamin. and 220 degrees, you lose some mineral. So you don't have anything. So a lot of times you're eating food that has nothing in it. Okay. People, if you go to the bathroom, I'm not talking, once a day, you're in trouble. That's constipation. If you go to the bathroom once a day, bowel movement, that's constipation. You should be going 3 times, because you eat more than 3 times anyway. And watch your snacking. If you really want to say, how many of y'all got to get tired a lot? Anybody tired a lot? Like, tired? What you should do is get yourself a liquid green mineral. It's just powder. Put it in like 8 ounces of water, stir it up and drink it. 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Why? Because your blood sugar won't drop on you. Everybody's blood sugar drop off 4 hours. So that's why I'm asking for something to eat. But then you'll start seeing that you need it. But you'll start, your energy will be way up here. So you can only heal if you have energy. You can't heal without energy. So trying to, years ago they had this program on TV called Catfish, and Amos and Andy. Well, I'm telling my age. What happens was, well, I think Amos or Andy, one of them got sick. He had cancer. So they were trying to fatten him up. Fatten him up with what? When he got fat is what I got. You understand?
Okay.
You're bringing in the wrong things into your body. You have, but I always say this, 6 days right, only one who almost hurt you. But 6 days wrong, only right, not gonna help.
Okay.
You understand? So you're gonna mess up. That's not the point about messing up. But did you have an army behind that mess up? You understand?
Okay, one thing.
So you have to start eating much better than you are. Ice cream, sodas, all those things they beat you up. They actually beat you up. Y'all fake foods, like the president called fake everything, fake. Well, they're fake. Maybe you should use it and shut your mouth up. Anyway, but those are the things that you have to watch. You have to watch what you're doing. Now, ladies, watch your makeup. It's hormonal. They got hormones in your makeup. You know what you could do? You can, if you want to clean your face real good, smooth, I don't know what, get yourself a half a teaspoon of baking soda, spread out like a little dish, and then you can put even a lemon, about a tablespoon of lemon on it, stir it up and make a paste, and use it as a scrub. In about 12 minutes, rinse it off with cold water, warm water, and cold water. Your face will feel so smooth, it will get all this grit off. All the grit. Just jump. And watch how you dye stuff. If it's not vegetable, I don't put it in your hair, because the quickest way to get in your bloodstream through your hair and the arm. And you should use deodorants that have aluminum in it.
Right.
Then why? Well, it's because your aluminum catcher, or your metal catcher, is your thyroid. So here in America, they don't put enough iodine in anything except for in the salt. You can't eat a whole bunch of that. And what happens is, when they do that, you actually will start pulling. It will pull. Plus, also deal with your hormone. So you can actually get some iodine, kelp, algae, all of those things will actually help you pull that metal out, because you got a lot of metals, because where we are. Create a problem for you. Then what you do, if you got a backyard at night, in the evening, just take your shoes off and walk on it. Because you have a magnetic field up here. And when you get on, start walking on the ground, it pulls all this garbage here out of you. It just pulls. The thing that you should not do, is have a TV in your bedroom. Why? Because all those lights will pull from you and you won't get the melatonin, and you can't get into deep sleep. Like in the country, they put You can't even see your hand in front of your face. That's good. Now you had to go to sleep. Ain't nobody up there to wave at. You couldn't see what they were about. So there's little things that you can actually do to protect yourself. But you have to start somewhere. And this actually do it. You know what? Let me just say this to you. You have to appreciate how God made you. You have to appreciate how you were made. And you can't keep getting yourself beat up. Because here's what I'm finding. People that have high blood pressure, there's a problem somewhere that they're thinking about. Now watch this. Back there, if you see on the top of this sheet, on one side, I call it the nest. You see it? And I put an acronym to it. It says never ending security and teaching. That's the family. What I'm finding is when you break that mold of the family, when somebody's missing out of that family, it's a chink in the child and the adult armor for the rest of their life. You understand? Because it's how you think about you. And see, you can't eradicate that away unless you let the Lord do it. You can't, because what's happening is still stuck there. It's like if my dad wasn't there. See, women, guess what I told my daughter? She's over there. But I told her, I said, when she was young, I said, don't bring no boy that has been raised by a mother only. Why? Because he doesn't know how to be a man yet, and the mother always babied him. See, mothers protect the boys and push their girls. Fathers build their sons and protect their daughters. So the first boyfriend, her first love, is her father. Let him not be there. And guess what happened? There's a disturbance going on. And she's now, and you wonder where the stress is? The stress is still in her until someone can say, let me help you out. But then here's another problem. She has low self-esteem. So that's why the little rabbits can come up and say, hey, I like you, girl, because he's missing something that the father would have gave her. You understand? You understand what I'm saying so far? And what happened is now she has low self-esteem. That means she also becomes a pleaser fixer. That means she's always trying to help everybody. But she doesn't know how to appreciate herself because she didn't think she's worthy. You understand? This is not deep stuff. This just happened because of somebody who wasn't in the nest. You understand how important the nest is?
Yes.
But people don't get it. They're trying to get all this psychology. What happened is, why do you think kids look for who they look like, where they come from, all this good stuff? Why do you think gangs are made? It's a form of a family.
Yes.
But what happens is a corrupt family, because the fact is they just have to be bully, all this to be accepted. But in the family, you don't. It's just love, right? We had this person, this was told to me, that this is a grown person, and they said, he was asking his mom, man, he got to be about 40. He said, well, we poor. That's beautiful sound. Why? Because he was loved. You understand? When you love the child grows in that love. But not there, sending to the grandparents, and the child still wants to say, where my daddy? Where my mom? So there are things, when you talk about mental depressions and stuff, you kind of regroup them, you carry those things with you until someone tells you where it came from. And so you can work through that. But most times they don't. So you have to start looking at what's going on. Because mental, that's why I call mental junk. You carry that with you, it becomes very stressful. Anytime something happens, you go back into that little igloo and start getting stressed. Then guess what? He's going to have to give you some blood pressure medicine, which makes it even worse in your blood sugar. Now remember, when you think about blood sugar, you talk about insulin. Insulin is also a hormone. You understand? So when you start getting the heaviness, you bring out more hormone. So even when a woman's get like she's going through the change and she's heavy, she's got more estrogen. And that's why the hot flashes is coming. All you have to do is use progesterone. It's a cream, natural cream. Put it on you, be cool as a cucumber. Walk around and say, hey, you sweating? I'm sorry. I got some. I mean, it's just natural. All you got to do is put it on. You should be using this stuff called DHEA, which actually balances out your hormones even more. But every time you keep eating the chicken and all that old stuff, you're going to have a problem. Okay? Don't drink milk. Cows don't drink it, I don't know why you won't. It messes up the heart and the digestive system. I don't know what you're doing. Everybody trying to sell you something. Don't be in the line. Somebody said, they told me to get in this line. You better get out of that line. Get out the line. Watch what you're eating. Watch what you're drinking. And watch how you think. And you remember that your thinking is also attached to the heart. You understand? So a lot of times when you think, first you get a thought, then it goes to your feeling. Then it goes to how I'm going to react to it. And guess what you react on? You react on your feelings. So that's why people start getting upset. But a lot of times you find yourself arguing, you're arguing for your cause. What happened to you? Who hurt you? And you're going deja vu backwards. I ain't questioning. Yes, ma'am.
Almond milk or cashew milk?
No, I always say it's still protein.
So what you put in your cereal?
Water.
What?
Water. Only because I eat oat cereal
Okay.
and I'll put water in. You know that honey thing? I throw some water in there, I'm good to go.
But isn't that from nuts? I mean,
What?
The cashews, I mean.
No, it's protein. Remember protein? You can't eat a whole bunch of nuts and think you're gonna be all right. Because of the fact that you can't digest it. It's like eating a piece of meat. And then y'all sit up there with a bag looking at your favorite program, just crunch it away. Crunch it away. Then you turn around and have some water, drink like that, crunch it away. Crunch it away. That thing sit up there in your bowel, say, hey, who moving?
So any type of nut, any type of
Any nut is a protein.
but it's all of them bad.
Now, I didn't say bad, I just say y'all get too happy. Y'all get about 4 or 5 handfuls in the bag, y'all get another bag, keep on that.
Organic chicken is out too.
Oh, wait, she asked a question, is organic chicken out? No. But if you're blood type B, you don't supposed to be eating chicken.
Blood type B.
But if you eat the organic chicken, what would you eat it with? With what? This question, I'm giving you an A or an F. What would you eat the chicken with?
Vegetables.
Okay, she got an A. Yes, sir. Huh?
I hope I'm asking you correctly. You said that you really can control what you berries.
And yeah, you do all berries low glycemic. So you do berry, you can do some pineapple, you do a green mix, and then I would do a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of turmeric and a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon actually controls blood sugar. You don't have to have a proper blood sugar. It's just that you don't know how to get out of it.
Right.
And see, by you taking a blood pressure med like metformin, I mean, it's just beating you up. It's not going to help you one bit. It's just letting you exist for what you got. You're not trying to get out of that. You just can't. Then you start eating better and start making the organs have what they have. Your blood sugar start coming down under 99.
Okay.
So you got to be smart because what's happening is you haven't changed your habits yet. You understand? So I would go half one day without. Then once you start putting the nutrients in you can do that. And then you just it's going to come down. Yes, ma'am.
So, my question to you is, I'm not wrong, because my doctor gave me blood pressure medicine. I don't take it, so I'm not wrong for doing it.
Yes, you are.
I am wrong.
Why? It's because you're not supplying what you need. You understand? Why you have blood pressure? Because sometimes I'm thinking. So therefore, my stress goes up. My stress goes up, and I need. What did I tell you, women, that y'all need? B and what else? Magnesium. You need them. So you have to supply yourself so your body have what it needs. And then you can start checking your blood pressure every other day. You say, wow, I had a lady last week. I took her off because I was giving her minerals and stuff, and then so they had to call one of her blood pressure, the blood pressure. They called back, but when they called it back, she realized she didn't need it. And so she said, and she asked them, well, I don't need it now. And they said, no, you gotta stay on it. See, it comes time that you start being smart, take care of you.
That's right.
Once you get out of harm's way and start doing what you should do, you'll start seeing it. Because your pressure, everybody's pressure is going to go up if they get upset. That's just normal.
Yeah.
But if gauges and come down, if you take deep breaths and drink some water, watch it come down. Because you're giving yourself oxygen. And also you're giving yourself water to help the kidneys flush out. Yeah.
The green next.
I use it's called Barlean's Green. It's the berry green. And I take, it's called Barlean's Green. And I take a scoop of that and put it in 8 ounces of water, stir it up, drink it with your magnesium and I would go 2 and 2. Because see, you remember now, as soon as you get stressed, they go out the door. You don't hold B on magnesium. And magnesium is so important for your heart and your joint. So that's so important. Yes, ma'am.
What I want to say is, when I was going to the doctor, I started putting me on pressure pills. And I noticed the pills made it go up. So one day, when I was in the patient, I flushed my body, and I started eating 3 pieces of water cloves. I cut it up in water.
Garlic cloves.
Yes, and it became normal. And here today, when I checked it, I went to the doctor last week, and he said it was 112 over 121.
112 or 121?
The bottom part had dropped too low.
No,
over
21. 21.
121.
The bottom was.
But sometimes, yeah, that's very good, because that's not enough potassium.
And then she told me that when I would make sure I have a piece of chocolate, I wouldn't take anything.
Well, drink some vinegar and water, because that's your potassium number,
Right.
your low number. So you, at our certain ages, what happens is, they try to keep down 119 over 70 something. That's so stupid, because I've used these artists over 70 years. So so the thing is, you want to make sure that if somebody like 50 something, you could be like 148. That's the systolic number. You want this to be like 70 or 80 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because see, that's where your heart rests.
Right.
So,
What happened, I had worked in the yard, and,
it's got fluid chemical. Yeah, you got to put your water back in. Water is so important, y'all. You got to drink water. And nothing takes the place of water. Nothing. It's a lifeline because it has oxygen in water. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Do you, I see you have an address on it, is this where you practice?
Yeah.
And you accept health insurance?
No. I'm a holistic doctor, so.
I know my insurance will allow me to go to a holistic
Is
doctor.
that right?
Yeah. I can go to a
And it
holistic
works.
doctor. So I heard.
Yes, because I don't take insurance,
You
so
don't take insurance?
they don't put us at that level. Doesn't bother me. It's just the idea how you want to take care of yourself is so important. You know what you could do? Before people have a lot of phlegm and stuff, take 1 onion, 4 cloves of garlic, and boil them in 2 quarts of water. Drink and pull that mucus. Okay, you take 1 onion, 4 cloves of garlic, put in 2 quarts of water, and drink that. You could put a little honey in it if you want, but the thing is, it'll take that mucus out. If you want, you can also, if you find yourself, like, my grandson, he had an ear problem because he was in the water. And so I told my daughter, I said, just cut a piece of garlic, squeeze it on a cotton, put it in the ear. It kills all the bacteria.
Wow.
And then you can also take an onion, slice it, put it on the bottom of your foot, wrap it with saran wrap, and put a sock on, and it'll pull. Not only will it pull like your fever, because you don't want to break a fever quick, but it also pull toxins out of you at night.
I've been going to a doctor, cemetery for the
Mm-hmm.
last 10 years, and thank God, since I've been going there, I don't have aches and pains.
Amen.
People knew that I had because I just go directly to the herb.
Mhm. They help, they do so much. They're extension of the body, of the ground, because oil made from the ground.
Yeah.
So we need that, because those minerals that go into you actually help you heal. You can do so much. Watch your Kool-Aid, all this sugar. You can use this stuff called xylitol, which is only 6% of sugar, but for your table sugar is like 68%, and that's what you use. You will see benefits beyond stuff. So you have to start taking cases.
You mentioned that aspirin is a blood thinner, and you recommend that people,
Take the magnesium.
I take aspirin and Zoloft.
No. See, what happens is you beating your kidneys up there.
Okay.
You understand? So you're gonna have to come off of that, because see your magnesium, and see if it's on blood pressure, you actually taking your magnesium out of you with the blood pressure medicine. So that's why they give you the aspirin. So and if you take Tylenol, you beat your kidneys up. You might as well. Anytime, here's something that you gotta look at. Anytime you get a pain, the body say, hey, I got something over here you want to check out. Instead of you sitting up there taking something for pain, they still got the pain, you just don't feel it. But the body's trying to warn you that something's going on, and here's what you do. I don't see it. Talk to the hand. I don't feel it now. You're doing all that. Don't do that. You cannot do this. You actually beating yourself up. You waiting for an accident to happen. Don't think that these medicines out here for doing you good. Okay?
Arthritis, what did you say about arthritis?
Arthritis?
Gout, is that the same thing?
Well, gout is because you eat too much meat. You have to do it, guys, and the toe starts acting up. You want to take burdock, anything with the blood purifier. Burdock and dandelion, and start cleaning out the blood for you. But you keep on eating that meat, you're going to keep having a problem with the gout. It's saying I got too much uric acid.
Sorry, arthritis or what? Same thing?
Yeah, well, arthritis, I would take turmeric. I would start taking calcium and D, because remember that it's going to restore. Remember now, bone is nothing but a cell. It actually restores itself. Everybody think that, well, it's gone now. It's not gone. It rebuilds.
This information I can give you.
Yes, sir. Your body is a healing machine. You just stop. You put a stop sign right out at the front door. And nothing can come in because you keep eating the wrong stuff. Anyway, well, thank you so much. One more thing.
Too much inflammation in your eyes.
Huh?
Too much inflammation in your eyes.
I would take what's called bilberry. Bilberry's a herb and vitamin A. Because I remember now, you said the word inflammation. What is inflammation? You start taking that turmeric. It stops the inflammation. Inflammation is the beginning of disease. When you're inflamed, that's how everything starts, because I'm inflamed. I'm not getting enough A. I'm eating the wrong foods to take my A from me. I'm spraying, I'm doing all these stuff. When you have some glasses, when you go outside the first thing in the morning, take those glasses off about 15 minutes. Don't drive with them. Take walk around with them. But what you do is, because you got UV light that's in those glasses and blocks your D. But D3 comes in, now the blacker you are, that's good though, but the blacker you are, the less sun coming in. That's why we were stacked, but not me, I stepped out. But you know what I'm saying? The darker you are, you gotta be out there a while. Don't look great different something because the sun can't get in you yet. You can't get in, stay out there a while. Understand? Blueberry, then you got pineapple, then you got cinnamon. Yeah, cinnamon and green, and also you take your turmeric. Well, thank you, ladies. I'm sorry I was late, please, I'm sorry.
This has truly been rich, and I definitely have seen a lot of new. Yeah, let's give him another round of applause. So we certainly cannot pay you for your knowledge and your time, but we just want to give you a token of love from the Bailey Ministry.